GamingBolt presents 15 strangest, coolest and weirdest things left in video games by developers.
We have a lot to talk about, so without wasting your time, let us begin right away.
Fallout 4's Treasure Room. In Fallout 4, developer Bethesda used a test room to test a bunch of features in the game. In the room are several suits of power armor, caps, medical supplies and a lot more. But Bethesda didn't remove the room when they were done with it, instead leaving it inaccessible to the average player. But if you're playing on PC, you can simply use the console command COCQASMOKE to get in the room, take everything in it you can carry, then use COC and the name of any location in the game to get back out again. Shadow of the Colossus's Dam. There was originally going to be a dam in the Shadow of the Colossus, though its original intended use remains a mystery. We know about the dam because players found it in the game, hidden away. The game was originally going to have 24 colossi to fight and a larger open world to accommodate for it. This dam could have possibly been the location of one of those colossi. Final Fantasy VII's Secret Rooms and the Honey Bee Inn. In the original Japanese release of the game, there were several extra rooms that didn't make it in the American version, but even the Japanese version featured some secrets. In the game's files, gamers have found several unused characters and even dialogue that didn't make it into the game. Kazushige Nojima, one of the writers of the game, would later say in the Final Fantasy VII Ultimania Omega book that there was originally going to be a lot more happening here, but many on the team said that it went too far. World of Warcraft's netherspace of Karazhan. In the world of Karazhan in the World of Warcraft, you'll be able to find an entire level of the game that was originally cut. Simply climb a tower and more or less throw yourself out at the top and you'll find yourself in a whole new area that's not accessible normally. There's not actually much of anything there other than some floating rocks, but it's strange that such a large open area was just left in the game, tucked away and relatively easy to get to. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Jungle Book World. A playable world for the Jungle Book was originally going to be in Birth by Sleep, but was cut for whatever reason. If you use a cheat code though, you'll be able to access the world. Development on this level seems to have gotten pretty far, as you can walk pretty much anywhere and get into several locations from the movie. Given how much progress was made on the level, it's strange that it would be cut from the game. Pokémon Red and Blue's Missing Number. Missing Number is a bizarre hidden Pokémon species found in Pokémon Red and Blue. You have to go through a long and tedious process to get the glitch that enables you to catch it. When you do catch it, you'll find that it's missing a name and a texture and will be represented by pixels. This means that whatever Pokémon this was supposed to be was removed from the game, but programming for it was left in. Elder Scrolls Oblivion actor flubs her lines. Bethesda games are famous for their numerous bugs and technical issues. One of the strangest problems in Oblivion though isn't really a bug at all, but an actor flubbing her lines that was left in. If you talk to Aura Linway in the market district of the Imperial City, you'll hear her speak a line but the actor will mess it up. You'll hear the actor say, "Wait a minute, let me do that one again," before then saying the line again. It's unknown what originally triggered the bug, as it wouldn't always appear, and Bethesda eventually did patch the mistake out.
I heard that thieves broke into the Arcane University, the Imperial Legion compound, and the temple all on the same night. Wait a minute, let me do that one again.
Crash Bandicoot Unused Level Stormy Ascent. There's an unused level in the prototype version of Crash Bandicoot called Acid Rain, but that's just the pre-release test version. The final game has an unused level of its own called Stormy Ascent. The level was actually cut at the last minute because the developers believed the level was too difficult and there was already a level in the game that was similar. Bubble Bobble Revolution's Unbeatable 30th level. Bubble Bobble Revolution is a DS remake of the original Bubble Bobble arcade game. The game was supposed to have 100 levels, and it did. Thing is, the arcade game was intentionally designed to be unbeatable so kids would keep feeding the machine quarters. But when it came to the DS remake, they inexplicably left the unbeatable level in the game. The developer eventually had to release a new version of the game, but the fact that the original design was left in is unbelievable. Sherlock Holmes vs Arsène Lupin's Teleporting Watson. There's a strange bug in Sherlock Holmes vs Arsène Lupin that really shouldn't have made it in the game. You may not have heard of the game, but there's a great chance you've seen this glitch because of a YouTube video showing it off. Watson is supposed to follow you playing Sherlock around each level, but instead of walking behind you, he'll teleport creepily. You'll turn around and see him behind you, and then immediately turn around again and see him in front of you. Banjo Kazooie Stop and Swap. Rare, developer of Banjo Kazooie and Donkey Kong Country 64, discovered a strange thing about the Nintendo 64. If you removed the cartridge from the slot and quickly plugged in another game fast enough, there would be some memory of the previous game left in the N64's ROM. Rare planned to use this to allow players to collect the key and 6 in Banjo Kazooie. If the player collected these eggs and the key, then quickly removed the cartridge and plugged in Banjo Tooie, you'd unlock something. What you would have unlocked is unknown, but you can still find the eggs and the key in the original game. Skyrim Magic and Shouts. There are several unused magic spells and shouts in Skyrim that you can still access in the game. There's one called Dragonstorm Call, which is like Storm Call but drops meteors instead of lightning. There's also another shout that gives you steam breath. And there's one spell called Super Mage Light that creates a massive burst of light wherever the spell lands. Erika and Satoru's Dream Adventure developers' obscene messages. You've probably never heard of this game. It was originally released in Japan for the Famicom, and it didn't make its way outside of the country until a recent Wii U launch. There's a secret message hidden at the end of the game's credits that nobody discovered until 2012. If you input the correct series of button presses during the credits, you'll get some lines in Japanese. A sprite of a man wearing glasses will pop up and start talking, apparently one of the developers. He'll say that the people he worked with on the game are worthless and calls a Mr. XX at the company fat, a shit and a bastard. It went unknown for decades and as a result made it into the Wii U re-release. This game was supposed to be for the kids, by the way. Fallout New Vegas' in-game opening cutscene. The opening cutscene in which Benny shoots you in the head was made using pre-rendered cinematics. But did you know the original opening was going to be made entirely in-engine? Modders eventually found the script to run the cutscene in full and released the cutscene as New Vegas Uncut 8, Welcome to Fabulous New Vegas. As you probably realized, there is an entire series of uncut mods that restored cut content to the game, such as a long cutscene involving Gloria Van Graff killing her boyfriend. Pokémon Red and Blue's battle with Professor Oak. Professor Oak in the final Pokémon games is a kind of a dopey professor. However, he was originally going to be a tough Pokémon trainer. Using Game Genie, you can activate a battle with Oak that was originally planned to be in the games. His team of Pokémon would have been determined by what Pokémon you choose at the start of the game, but they were always high levels. In fact, this battle is one of the toughest in the entire game.
And that wraps it up. What are your thoughts about this? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and share it on Twitter and Facebook. And why not consider subscribing? We upload some really cool videos almost every day. Thank you for watching this video and happy gaming!